Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you for joining me today. Ready to get this party started?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hello and welcome to the Social Butterfly Show, where I interview people who you should know. My name is Kat, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Lynn, Lynn the singer, and yeah, I'm a alternative R&B artist from Detroit. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you could join me today. So, tell us a little about yourself and how you started your journey with music.
I started doing music in well, my official music in 2018. I dropped my first project. I was doing a lot of different activities in school, and I just kind of knew that music was my core. I always wanted to sing. I just never really had like the training or the background for it, or the I guess my parents didn't really support me wanting to be a singer. So I knew once I was able to do things on my own that I would give music a try. And since 2017, I put my album together, dropped it in 2018. I just knew that this is where I want to continue with my career. So it's kind of like I knew what I wanted to do, but I really didn't get started until 2017.
And what else do you do to supplement your training for music?
To supplement my training,
Like, is this
I
your
guess.
primary job? Like, do you just perform, or are you doing something else for the
Oh,
community?
yeah. So I am a Uber driver by night. I also do I have merch that I sell that's actually picking up. I do features to help fund my career, and I do a lot of random like modeling, brand ambassador gigs, a lot of odd jobs. I'm not a 9 to 5 person, so if you need somebody to come pick up some rocks for 20 an hour, you might see me pull up and come pick up them rocks.
That's really cool. I want to know your weirdest Uber interaction so far.
The weirdest one, I had this really drunk guy. Picked him up from a bar. It's probably like 3 in the morning in Sterling Heights somewhere. And his friends who called the Uber was like, "Yeah, he's just wasted." So we called the Uber for him, and you just drop him off. When we got there, he was like passed out drunk. But they said that his friends were at the place I was dropping him off. So I actually went in his wallet to get the address to make sure that this was the house we were going to, because when we got there he was like incoherent, like this isn't where we're supposed to go, and by the time I got to the actual location he was passed out. So I knocked on the door and they came and got him. So that's probably the weirdest.
Thank you for getting him there ever so safely.
Yeah.
What was the best experience that you've had being an Uber driver?
I actually had a friend. I don't want to call my supporters that I'm not too close with fans yet. I don't know why that term kind of makes me cringe. But a friend, FRAN, got in the car and knew who I was and was like really excited to be my Uber passenger as a supporter of my music, and just knew a lot about me, and that was really really dope. It was very warming and surprising. Like, I don't know, sometimes it's kind of unreal. I'm actually doing what I really wanted to do, even though it's not, super, super on a mainstream scale yet. I'm still actually doing what I want to do with music in my life. So having that moment in my place of being a regular person and just working my job, somebody reminded me like, hey, you that bitch, you the shit.
Where have you performed so far? Like, what's your most favorite venue? And the follow up question to your favorite venue is, do you prefer more small, intimate crowds, or are you more excited for like large scale festival based crowds?
My favorite venue so far, honestly, I have to go way back to Chase Miracles. She actually had an event in her apartment, and it was less about the space and more about like how passionate she was to get a lot of artists heard and to bring a lot of artists that she, handpicked and felt were really, really dope. And I met some really cool artists that I'm still like in contact with, and we're all growing together. So just her creating that environment for all of us to meet, and for her to be as passionate as she was to literally remove all her furniture and push everything into one room to create a stage in her living room for us. That was like the dopest thing ever. And I don't know if I prefer small venues to large venues yet, because I feel like I'm still a part of the small venue crew people. So I guess, once I experience more, I think I probably have a better idea. But I think I would like really, really big. I would really want to be on bigger stages with more people, just to have, the chance to impact a lot of people with my music. And see what happens, see what goes for it, just see what that feels like before I can pick. I like saying I like the smaller ones because I do enjoy them. It's what keeps me going. But I think I definitely want to give bigger venues a try before I decide. Did I answer that right? Was there another part? Was that a three-part question?
So I guess my next question is that, well, after what what's your next?
Yes, I'm here. You said what's my next thing?
Yeah, yeah. What's the next stage that you're touching?
I'm actually, I want to make sure I'm clear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Am I a little
Okay,
glitchy?
perfect. Just a tad bit. I don't know. I'm imagining you running. But my next big thing
Okay.
coming up is oh, okay. So the next thing I'm doing, I'm planning my own concert in October 13th at the Aretha Franklin Jazz Cafe. And yeah, it's just going to be like an introduction of me rebranding into Libra, which will be my new stage name. And I'm hoping that with this experience I'll be able to, reach out to a different crowd, a bigger crowd, and kind of give myself that big stage that I've been um not, I don't want to say hoping for, because I know that it's going to happen, but just kind of give myself like the experience of throwing my own show and being really, really in control of all the music I'm gonna put out and how I'm gonna set it up, and just trying something new for myself. So that's the next big thing. October 13th, come see me at the Aretha Franklin Jazz Cafe in Detroit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Now, why are you rebranding into Libra?
I'm rebranding and changing my name to Libra because, well, Lynn, the singer, just kind of was a mistake. My old Instagram name was Lynn Cake Bakes, and that's a brand itself now. Now I kind of put the pieces together of what all these names are for. But Lynn the singer was just to kind of tell people like, "Hey, I'm singing now," and then I just never, decided on a stage name or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to get fully in on music and make sure that I guess have a feel of what I'm doing, and since I'm actually doing it. And changing my name to Libra, I'm a Libra, of course. I feel like it will help me just creatively be myself a little bit more and take away Lynn, the human, the person, and Libra as just art alone. Like everything that I do within being creative, I just want to represent somebody different than who Lynn is. I feel like Lynn is a whole different person. And I also feel like it'll connect to a lot of other Libras and a lot of people who are into astrology, zodiacs, and um, all those good things. I feel like it'll, create a different demand for my music and look and what I'm doing with my life.
What do you feel like your aesthetic is right now? I guess I'm trying to build my aesthetic to being more on the Lolita side, but a little bit more colorful, like gothic. Now you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was like really laggy. I couldn't really make out the question. I'm sorry.
The question is, what do you feel like your aesthetic is? I know you now. What do you feel like your aesthetic is?
Oh, okay.
Are
I
you
love how that
going for
one
a
part came through
specific
clearly.
one?
My aesthetic, I guess, is like kind of like I want to say punk, um, maybe like edgy, colorful, but dark, melancholy. I want to say it's melancholy.
Where do you get your influences from?
As far as music or style.
Both. Your style overall.
I feel like my influence comes from a lot of the music I listened to and while I was younger. Funny story, my mom used to get these CDs in the mail that we weren't supposed to get. And I think I probably ordered them, but we got like these CDs with like 20 tracks on there and it ranged from like R&B to rap to pop to country. It was always the country songs at the end. I never made it to the country end, sorry. But listening to all these different genres of music, I feel like opened my ears and helped me sonically like put together like all the sounds that I like. And then once I started doing music, I kind of dabbled into everything that was around me and which mainly was R&B and realizing like the passion I have for playing the guitar and not playing like neo soul songs but playing more like soft rock songs and combining the two just kind of helped me with just the type of sound that I'm creating. I know it's like a more of an alternative R&B sound. So I think that's what influenced it. Just the different genres of music I listen to. Waking up in the morning, watching MTV Jams and BET when I got home, like all of these different sounds and songs and artists kind of formed the type of music I want to make. And as far as style, I've always been a little weird, a little quirky. I never really wanted. I went to high school and went to Cass Tech. Shout out to CT and Mumford. We had to wear a small dress code where it was like khakis and collared shirts. But even then, I would try my best to find a way out of that by adding like collars and cutting the sides of my collared shirt, my polo shirts, and ripping my khaki pants and wearing like I used to wear socks on my arms. Like I don't know where that came from. I just was trying to be everything I wasn't supposed to be doing. Like I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, don't know where that came from. But um, putting it to a brand now, I know that I want to continuously stay authentic and do whatever with my clothes I see fit. Like I like to cut up my hoodies. I like to do pretty much cropped everything, and I really like platforms. I think that's just because I'm short. Uh, yeah, and just a loud look. I don't really know what influenced that. I just kind of did it, and I'm still doing it.
Did you watch cartoons when you were younger?
Yeah, and still, I never really was a fan of the human shows until now, which ironically, all the shows I watch with people, for the most part, are like teen shows. It's like I'm catching up with the shows I should have been watching when I was younger. But I yeah, I watched a lot of cartoons. Sailor Moon for sure was a fave, and SpongeBob.
Do you remember the chocolate episode of SpongeBob?
Which one? Chocolate with the old
Yes.
lady. Yes.
Yes. And I think my favorite part of that was when the scammers scammed the scammies.
Damn, I don't think I remember that, but I feel like if I've seen it, I might know the words word for word.
He was like, "Oh, you little guys are selling chocolate."
Oh,
Ah.
yes,
And he was
towards the
like,
end.
every morning. Well, no, he was like, every morning I break my arms. And every night I break my arms. You see, like, that was the best part. And he was like, classic, couple of suckers. Like, whoa. You gotta
Yeah,
watch
I
out for
remember
those.
now. You
That
done
was
made
in
me
the
go watch
same
that episode.
episode. That episode had way too many gems in it. Way too
Yeah,
many.
agreed.
Um, any other honorable mention cartoons? You said SpongeBob and Sailor Moon because I can talk cartoons all day, but that's a different podcast. Just like top five that you feel like didn't necessarily make your personality, but definitely were a large influence on your childhood.
Cat dog for sure. I always knew I would find me an animal, one-sided cat, one-sided dog. I loved that show. That show was hilarious. Um, Dexter's Laboratory, hilarious. Um, Kim Possible. What is that? Three. Uh, Sailor Moon, SpongeBob, Kim Possible, Dexter's Laboratory, Cat Dog. Let's go with those. I'm trying to mix then and now of what I really like to watch. Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers is the honorable one.
You know, Bob's Burgers is the same voice as Archer.
See, I didn't get into Archer, uh, but I might have to. And we can't forget Rick and Morty. How did I forget Rick and Morty? They need a new season. That's probably why. I've watched it over and over again.
See, those shows you can watch 3 times in a row. Those are that ones. But I guess going into animation, um, your fashion overall. I know you said you sell merch. Who designed your merch?
Yeah, shout out to Jalen, the American. He's currently doing my tour tees, and I want to say like that might be my first like designer of within my merch. Everything else is pretty much like drop shipping and wholesale, and me just kind of going to t-shirt places. As far as like the logo, my logo was made by a friend of mine. Ironically, her name is Kitty, but Kristen, we went to high school with each other, and she used to draw these elves all the time. And I'm like, dude, can you like make me an elf? But she made my logo instead. And I'm like, that's not an elf, but this is amazing. It like captured the two ponytails I always used to wear at one point, the collar I used to wear all through high school, my nose ring. I have like these little like freckle moles under my eyes. She incorporated that into the picture. It was originally a color pencil picture, and she made them. I used to be really insecure about them, but she made them kind of look fashionable in the logo, and then I kind of cartoonized that, and that became my logo. And I kind of want to continue with that face or that character, and expanding or evolving my merch and my brand into my clothing line. We're not clothing line, but accessories and shoes line, to where that face or that character is just slowly starting to form like a body. Like on my second album or EP, however you want to call it, I worked with Peter Wang, and he created from that logo a person, and included like different parts of my I guess aesthetic into the picture. My boots, my platforms, the jean skirts I was wearing at the time. So my second album is kind of also a part of my merch, because he kind of, I don't know what's the word I'm trying to think of, but from the logo, it started with a head, and then to my second album, I had a body. So now I want to like animate that person. I guess maybe for my third one or somewhere down the line. But that's kind of the people I worked with: Kitty and Peter Huang, and right now Jalen the American. And oh, and can't forget Escada. Escada's been helping with my logo as well.
Good job, everybody. We love to see it. We love to see a good artist do art. So we are expecting a clothing line slash fashion line because it sounds like Even though music is your passion, you also have a passion for fashion.
Du-du-dum, tsh. Yeah, I want a Raven accessories line. Eventually, the end goal is a store called Detroit Rave, which will have my brand in there, Killers and Glitter. I'm thinking of making Killers and Glitter simply just accessories, just rave accessories, and my shoe line might be called Cake Bakes or Cakes. I'm not totally sure, but all of that would be a part of the store, and then of course have other rave type of clothes within the store. That way we have like a staple or a place in Detroit because we have a really big rave scene here. But a lot of us get our stuff online or we pick pieces from different stores. I want to have a store where it's like a one stop shop. Get your fit, get your shoes, get some shit from a local designer, me, and maybe some other people. I haven't really met too many other people in this lane. But yeah, that's the end goal. Killers and glitter and cake bakes.
I know a couple. I know at least one of them. You should definitely meet. She's actually hosted her own rave, but I'll send you her info later.
Yes, plug me.
I guess going into, I always plug in, like, I don't know, a charger. But
I'm the court.
on the court, no court. Do you have any artwork on your body? Your tattoos?
Yes, I'm tatted like a biker boy. Shout out to Gucci. I have my logo, and that's where Dark Lord Escada comes in. He actually tattooed my logo on me, and he has his, in my opinion, signature like style of like creating art, and he also has like a bunch of different styles, but it's one particular that I really really like, and I kind of had him put my logo on me, but put it in his style, like take my face and make it you, and from that created the idea of wanting to animate her or me, whatever, she, and put her into like I don't know, into the gaming space. I want to be able to have, I forgot like what's the name of, maybe I think it's an avatar. I don't know. I'm new to like Sims gaming, but yeah, I wanna give her a personality, a face, a body, hairstyle. Yeah, I want to bring her to life. But yeah, that's my favorite piece so far. But I got a lot of tattoos. Just got a new one on my face, 313 on my forehead. Gotta let everybody know.
On your forehead?
I'm kidding. It's kind of to the side. It's a big deal to me though, so it's on my forehead, but it's on the side next to my baby hair. It's right above my right eye. If you're looking at me, my left.
What did you do? Like, so how do you feel about baby hairs? Do you slick them every day?
Slick them down, yeah. Slick, swoop, curl them, throw some water on them. I love them. Shout out to Chili. She's the original baby hair, uh, 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 baby hairstress.
At least you
Yeah,
know
I've loved that ever since I seen it on her.
at least you know the history behind the bubba hairs.
Yes,
Let's see.
ma'am.
What do you know your hair texture?
Um, curly, wavy, a little thin. I'm half Asian or Pacific Islander, wherever you want to put the Filipinos with. But my mom is from the Philippines. My dad is black, African American. So I have a mixed hair texture. I don't know down to the 4C, 3Cs. I don't know which CC I am. CC me.
That's understandable. Dang, so how do you celebrate your heritage?
Funny enough, I am trying to get a little bit more involved in my mom's culture. Growing up, only thing I pretty much knew was that I was Asian, half Asian, and my mom cooked different food. We really didn't practice too much of traditional things at home. But my mom is now really heavily involved in the Filipino community. She goes to a church called Pakusa, and that's in Ferndale. We recently went to like an Independence Day type of thing, but for Filipino Americans or Filipino people, and yeah, I'm slowly learning. I know a couple words. Mahal kita means I love you. Salamat, thank you. So I'm trying to get the formal stuff out the way, and then I'm trying to dive into learning the full language and trying to become fluent. But not too much growing up, but now hopefully I get some more culture in me.
Do you want to talk about what made you shift?
Shift into wanting to know more.
Yeah.
Just understanding my personality and my family, my dad's side of the family surrounds me. My mother's side of the family is all in the Philippines. So just seeing how much alike me and my family is. I mean, of course you would think like we're all blood, but it really like surprises me how much we're connected through our DNA. And it makes me wonder like how much of my mom's side and how much am I like with my other side of the family that I don't know. So for me to get to know that, I feel like I got to start with what's in front of me and being involved in the community and just looking online and looking into things that I never really, thought of or was taught. And then eventually I want to try to get to the Philippines and get to know my family personally. But just noticing all the ways I'm connected to my family, my dad's side of the family, just kind of made me want to be more involved with my mom's side.
Speaking of travel, what's the farthest you've been so far? And is the Philippines, I guess, I don't know how far that is. I could look at a map, but
I want to
where do you want to travel?
I want to say it's close to Hawaii. It looks far as hell on a flat map, but on the globe, it's right over there on the other side. But the furthest I've been, I guess, might have been California or is Puerto Rico. I don't know which one's farther, but I want to go. I want to travel after my concert overseas into like Europe and Thailand, and I want to go see what they doing over there. Maybe take a stab at living there and trying life and music somewhere else out of Detroit for a little bit. But I'm not really sure where I want to go, but just somewhere over there.
Somewhere over the water.
Facts. Just
Awesome.
around the riverbed.
Right. What's your vocal warm up? Or, okay, I was going to ask you about your self care routine because we really do care about the body over here. So, what do you do to take care of your skin, your diet, and what do you do before a performance, like vocal warm ups and things, and after a performance, like a celebratory? Four
Okay.
part question.
Four parts, got it. Uh Before performance, I spaz the fuck out. I'm nervous about everything. I'm overthinking everything, and there is no specific yet. Like I've tried. Maybe I need to drink a little bit. Maybe I don't need to drink at all. Maybe I need one drink. I don't like to smoke anymore before performing. Because I just feel like it makes me sound a little bit more raspier, and me being high kind of makes me feel like I sound a lot better than I probably actually do. After a performance, I always try to celebrate. I always try to have a good night because I just accomplished one of my dreams. I just, displayed my vulnerable self in front of a lot of people, and I want to, celebrate that and remind myself, like, even though the anxiety and the fear of what if they don't like me, even though all those things are present, I still did it, and I want to remind myself, like, this is a good thing. This is what you like. This is what you want. And skincare, I don't wear too much makeup unless I'm like performing, so I pretty much just wash my face. No extra. I was using Fenty for a minute just because I wanted to support Riri, but I really don't have like a day to day thing other than just try to wash my face and brush my teeth. For my body, I want to get more consistent with the workout schedule. I do dance with Melodic Nocturne. That's how I met you.
Hey.
So dancing with them, I feel like also helps is keeping me in shape right now.
You know it. Any performances coming up with Melodic Nocturne?
Ooh, September 10th is a show that I don't know the name of. Oh man, but Melodic Nocturne, being the dance team that I've attached myself to in my adult life, we uh we have like maybe two shows coming up, one in September and another show or another event called Bar Night that I've always been in rehearsals for over the years but never got to perform because life just be, life and whatever. But I'm really excited for Bar Night. I've been preparing for it with Melodic year after year, And well, not year after year, but every time I came back to dance, it was always around the time bar night was coming, and then I couldn't perform for whatever reason, work or whatever. So those two, September 10th, look for an event name,
The
but bar night.
Detroit City Dance Festival.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy, you know. Yes, so September 10th, Detroit City Dance Festival, and then bar night is after that, but I don't know what day or where either of these places are, but that's what's coming up.
Bar night, I believe, just because I did it, I don't want to be extra wrong, but I know it's at a bar. It could be called Necto in Ann Arbor. Let me just Google real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah. I remember one specific time I was coming there to watch melodic dance and I got pulled over. Don't drink and drive, people. I was holding it together for these cops, man. They let me go. No ticket and everything, but I just took my ass home. I'm like, you know what? This is a sign to not go any further. But
You know
yeah.
what? Goodbye. Let me see. I think it is Necto. Is my memory that I don't know if it's a Necto. No, it might be. Cause I'm looking at this. No, it's actually Necto. Wildcat, good job. I mean, I ding dang did that thing like 3 or 4 times,
Good
and
shit.
Lordy, yes. Well, how did you get connected with dance?
So growing up, I like I said, I knew I wanted to do music. I knew I wanted to be involved with singing, but we didn't really have like that type of like focus in middle school or elementary school. So cheerleading naturally was the next thing for me to do, and I hated it so much. Oh my god. Shout out to the Jaguars. I was the captain and everything. I hated it. But once I got to high school and at Cass, I saw the band and just knew like that's where I wanted to be. Joined the band, Cass Tech Marching Band, and that changed my life. And from there, I met a lot of other dancers. That's my first little dip in the dance community. And NECA and Yabo, my best friends from high school, connected me with Devon. And from there, it was history. I just knew this has to be a part of my life, which makes sense now with me doing music full time. The dance part of my life is being incorporated with my music, so it's all connected.
And we can look out to see on October the 13th that beautiful project where you're dancing
Yes, ma'am.
and singing.
I also just shot at my first
So
dance video. Heavily influenced by Missy Elliott, I knew that I had to take a stab at creating some type of with my budget, creating some type of like full dance choreo to show people like, hey, yeah, I'm a dancer too. And I just really, want to start incorporating dance and full choreography and with Divine like being or Yuri Mercury, if y'all may know him as Yuri. His style of dancing, I feel like is I don't know, embedded into my mind of how I want all my choreography to be for my music videos. And yeah, look forward to that video. It's called Time Machine. It's dropping hopefully soon in September.
but he's a jazz funk primarily with a little bit of Vogue technique.
Yes, yes. Come to with the specifics.
Yes, you gotta know. I gotta know at least.
Yes, ma'am.
So, um, on the yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I muted myself to unmute myself, but no. See, this is what happened because there's a siren in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. Um,
No, I can't hear.
oh, that's good. On the subject of healthcare, what else do you do for your mental health? Because I know you were talking about your anxiety, and I heard a little something about weed. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Because in Michigan, specifically, which is where we're talking to, it the psilocybin has actually become way more legal than what it is around the country. It's legal to possess and I believe cultivate in that actual city of Ann Arbor. And it's just very interesting because we were I feel that yes, they always used to say like weed is the gateway drug, but now they're just making so much more accessible. So it's like they're tearing down the gates in the first place. So
Facts. For my mental health, I like to meditate. I like to practice yoga from YouTube videos. I pretty much um did a little bit of research of a lot of different things and incorporate that into the times where it's needed for me to just kind of sit down and ground myself. I pray. Um, I smoke. I wouldn't say I use psilocybins or shrooms for my mental health, but I feel like it helps it in the way that I don't know just yet. Like it opens my mind, but I don't sit and say, you know what, I'm gonna do shrooms and well, actually, I fucking do. Can I cuss on here? But I
this is a place where you can have as much free speech as possible.
great, great, great. So yeah, I do. I do. I just thought about a couple times where I'm like, you know what, I need to do some shrooms and get some clarity. So yeah, I do use shrooms for mental health as well. But yeah, we definitely, I feel like, is a gateway drug, considering it does help people, but it also can hurt some people because it doesn't, affect everybody the right, or not the right way, but the same way. And I feel like with it being legalized, it definitely takes the cool out of it. And now it's cool to do things that aren't legal. But well, at least that's what I'm noticing. But yeah, shout out to Sean. Sean B speaks. Y'all need some shrooms. Yeah, hit him up. That's my best friend.
Thanks, best friend. I was just gonna say on the subject of accessibility, but intention. I feel like even though it's available, you should still be more decisive about when you indulge because I can honestly say like that I had some growing to do around what substances I put in my body and how often. I'm not about like the whole 100% sober life. Like if that is you, like I actually commend you. And I do practice more sobriety than intoxication now just because of the location I'm at, number one. And number two, like it became a control factor for me. Like, oh yeah, I can totally smoke and do this, or I don't mind doing that. But once I saw that, I felt that it was a need. Oh, we can talk about that too, because I've been having this interesting perspective. Like, what's his name? Basquiat, for example, created
Okay.
a lot of his works super duper intoxicated. And they were in fact trauma, but I I don't know. Like I also know some super sober artists and I know artists that need to smoke before they do something. So it's very like inspirational to hear you say like I used to smoke before I perform, but now I don't, or like as I think that's what I heard, like you don't do that now
Yeah.
because you want to be like more in the present moment and more aware, like, yeah, like let's get high and dance around. But at the same time, I find that I've lost more things after smoking or broken more things or had more reactivity after indulging. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Mhm.
so I can't tell an artist what to do, but I guess like, do you feel the need to like, oh, before I start writing, I gotta smoke, or like, dang, I was super high and I just made this song, or like, do you like,
I
I just, what I'm trying to say? I hope so.
Yeah, yeah, I get what
Okay.
you're saying. I so starting out my first album, Endless Weekends. I was very drunk and high, and I thought that that's what I needed every time I recorded. Like I gotta do this. If you want to say, I had a regimen of substances that I would do before writing and recording, but performing. I used to drink a lot to get through the nervousness, and then watching the videos, I realized like that wasn't as good as I thought. I thought I killed that, and I was, wasted. But I'll see it like, it felt good, but it didn't look good or sound good. So understanding that I know I need to feel good, or I want to feel good when I'm creating. I used to think that that's what I needed, but I guess I just, had to just go through the emotions and fill it out. And eventually, well, not eventually, because I'm still, figuring it out. But as of now, I try to be pretty I try to stick to just weed, maybe when I'm creating on stage, maybe have one drink to help the nervousness or maybe a sip. And I'll tell myself like you can drink that when you're done, get through it, and you can, it still is involved in my creative process, whether I'm telling myself I get to, celebrate with a drink, or I can celebrate and get high afterwards, or creating the music. I know that sometimes this you made that song while you were off this or while you were doing this. So maybe you could do that again and create another one. So I have it in my mindset, but I don't always, indulge each time. It's just kind of how I'm feeling.
And I think like with me personally, like I personally haven't had the comfortability to even indulge and be like, okay, I'm chilling. Like I'm doing it. Like it almost feels like since I moved, it's been reversed. Like, oh, I need to smoke to calm down. And now it's like smoking makes me more anxious. Like I feel my heart, and maybe because I have been practicing more meditation and presence and just like body awareness, like I can feel my heart racing. I can feel my mouth dry, and I'm like, dang, I really need some water. But wait, I gotta pee. I can feel myself start to overthink. And like I'm always gonna be like, like, oh my
Did you
gosh.
say wait? Did you say wait? I need some water, but hold on, I gotta pee.
Yes, because then if you drink so much water, you gotta pee. It's just like too much. Just doing too much. So like I
Yes,
don't
I
know,
can
like
relate.
like I'm all for psilocybin because, but at the same time I'm not like yeah, let's drink this shroom tea and like let's go party, man. Or even with LSD specifically, like that one, like I don't know.
Yeah, I have to
I
mentally
felt
prepare
myself.
myself for a trip, and it's never what I think, and it's never what I intend on happening whenever I do trip. But I know that I'm gonna feel good afterwards. So it's kind of like I'm doing it for the end, and whatever happens in between was necessary.
Woo, man. I'll just tell you that I've never had a bad trip on my poor little psilocybin, which I'm growing now because that seems to be the next step in medication.
Hmm.
And when it does come to like bad trips or not necessarily psychotic breaks, but
Hmm.
just like not I won't say hallucinations either, but those thoughts that just like
Yeah,
won't stop looping only on
yeah.
LSD. Only on LSD. And it's
I
just like, yo, it's a
I
lot.
had I had times where I thought they were bad trips, and like I said, afterwards there's that clarity, and I feel now I want to say that I didn't have bad trips. It just seemed bad because of what I couldn't control, like you said, the loop of thoughts, but it was needed, So it may have felt bad in that moment, but now I understand like why, I was feeling that way, or why things went that way. So it doesn't feel like a bad trip anymore. But
You can reflect.
yeah, after something happens, usually something good happens. So it's like, was it really bad for me?
Right? That makes sense.
Thanks.
Right, like, like, was it bad for me or did it feel
Yeah.
bad and it was actually good
Yeah.
for me?
Exactly. That little line of confusion is where I'm at with a lot of trips I have, or a lot of times of just understanding what I'm going through.
Man, because the way they want to shove opioids down the throat when just taking a 16-hour introspective moment can definitely change your perspective, in my ever so humble opinion. But that's just the way.
Just
I
the
was gonna.
way it goes.
I know you were saying you got a couple of tattoos, but I don't feel like you explained like all of them. I don't think you talked about the one on your shoulder.
Um,
You just said, right? Like, do you
yeah,
remember
it's so
this?
many. It's so many for me. I think so I have 13 on my chest, on my left chest. Um, my lucky number, my guiding number, favorite number, and my birthday. I have an octopus on my back. Um,
Octopus.
October, puss,
October
wet.
puss.
I'm sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, octopusy. I like
Hey.
water. I got Detroit on my thigh. I got 313 on my forehead. I got Libra on the side of my ear. I have a little heart on my face. I have a like mouth, or like a monster mouth, or what I like to say, evil Pac-Man on my hand. I got a lean cup on my pinky. I have a matching tattoo with my little sister, sis, on my thumb. I have a tattoo of my first boyfriend on my wrist. I got a pot plant on my side. I have a third eye and a pyramid on my neck. Got some paw prints on my ears. Got some music notes, treble clef, and some stars on my side. Am I missing anything? I think that's it. I think those are.
It's
Oh,
your
and I
body.
got I got my album "Endless Weekends" on my forearm with uh, "Young and Reckless" and a little shroom. But it's the Mario Extra Life. It's my Extra Life on my wrist.
Yes.
One up.
So did you primarily try to stick to one side?
Yeah, so funny, my friend actually said that to me today. I have my left arm that I'm gonna fill in, and I'm gonna eventually do my right leg, and I'm gonna leave my right arm blank, except for my cis tattoo on my hand and my left leg blank. So opposites of my arms are gonna be blank, arms and legs.
Good. Good to know. Good to know. I have more questions. I know you said that you were. Do you have a favorite artist or someone that you could listen to for 24 hours straight?
I could probably listen to Frank Ocean for 24 hours straight. Beyonce right now is killing it with this new album. I was never really a super Beehive. Yeah, Beyonce. I knew she was an amazing performer and vocalist, but her music I couldn't always really relate to. But this new album is fire. I could probably listen to this over and over again. Rihanna, definitely in the Navy. I love her. Every time I go on a road trip, I start with Rihanna's first album, and by the time I usually make it to where I'm going, I'm at her last album. I probably know every song. Rappers, Wayne is my favorite rapper, Lil Wayne, Tucci. One day I hope to be signed to Young Money and kind of be a part of that legacy of new artists and create the same impact Drake and Nicki did with the rap era for them. Um, Paramore influenced, if anything, me wanting my hair a different color so bad. I pretty much burned my hair to the crisp in high school trying to get that orange. Finally got the green I wanted. Love Paramore, love Haley. Uh, who else? I can't think. Janae Aiko, definitely her melodies, her cadences, her harmonies definitely influenced a lot of the sounds that I hear within music. Her words are now hitting me a lot deeper than what they used to, because now I can relate more. Aaliyah for sure. She from our city. Well, New York, raised in our city, but yeah, just her soft sound, her subtle, like I don't know how to explain it, but she just had this gentle, like warming voice with, it still was as powerful as someone belting, but with a, I don't know, like a whisper. She influenced like me believing in me not having to be like this super singer, but understanding that I have, a gift that can impact people just as much as all the artists that impact me. Um and who else can I think of? Gucci. He was around my time. I was listening to him a lot when I was indulging in a lot of different substances that kind of helped me realize where I wanted to be, and the type of person I wanted to be and the type of person I didn't want to be. Like his music definitely took me to a place where I'm like, oh yeah, I got this too. And who else? Janet, as far as like her 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 cadences and movement within how she dances. Like she dances around the beat with her vocals. And yeah, just gotta love Janet. I think I hit the few. Mariah the Scientist right now. She's really like in my rotation. Summer Walker. I could go on. I can't say I have like a fave because I
You
just
just
listen
love
to.
music.
I love music. Yeah.
I love music. Okay, let me change this question to people that predate the 90s.
What about the '90s?
People that predate the 90s, who do you listen to?
Predate the '90s. Who do I
Like
listen to?
80s
Like
and
Aaliyah.
before.
Oh my gosh. Funkadelics. George Clinton. Grew up on a lot of that type of music with my dad. The I don't want to say I don't know a lot of names, but I just know a lot of sounds because those are the times where I wasn't typing in artist names and I wasn't sorry for all the wind. I'm walking in to get some food, but I wasn't really searching for music then. It's just what I heard was around me that stuck to me that made me you know uh, like the sounds and realize here you go. And let's see, Patrice. I don't know her last name. You're welcome. Who else? I can't think right now. I just gotta hear it. Erica Badu. I don't think anyone calls her Erica. I feel like that's offensive. But Outkast. I don't know. I feel like they're within the '90s too. Yeah, I don't have to think about that question. Good question. Oh no, did I lose you?
No, I'm just muted and I started talking to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Uh, uh,
Yes,
uh,
the
uh, uh.
reason.
Janet is technically
Paula
Janet is technically
Abdul, Madonna. There's so many. I don't know. I can't
all of
pinpoint a name.
Motown, every single Motown singer.
No, I have to unfortunately say, like, I feel like Motown may not have influenced me as much as it should have. Like I just I have like I adapted to like funkier music. Motown was a lot of soul and I don't know. I guess I like the chaoticness of music and lots of sounds, lots of less vocals and more um, dance. I guess would be more where I gravitated to with music. But yeah, shout out to Motown though. That's where we from. Since we started our journey within music, I feel like in our city. But yeah, I didn't listen to much Motown. Too many of the different artists, Temptations. Other than the movie, I probably wouldn't have known a lot of their music. My mom didn't really, listen to too much soul, and my dad was all about funk and beats, funk and uh, 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 club beats.
That's fine. That's fine. Lisa Colton Jam, stuff like that. But do you want kids? This is random.
Yes, I'll be 30 this year. I do want kids, but I think I might lean towards adopting. But if God blesses me, yeah. But I'm kind of just, focusing on me and making sure I'm mentally okay to even be a parent. But yeah, I see it in my future.
Babies, do you want to name them? Like, what do you have names in mind?
Baby names, yeah, I actually have five.
I'll name my baby Tiger Lily.
I'm sorry, 1 second, Cap.
I love music.
Yeah, I want my kids'
Any type.
names to be October, Olive, um, Silas for a boy, Liam for a boy, Winter for a girl, and then my grandfather's name, Solomon.
Oh, nice. Good generational names. Let me see. I feel like I have more questions. Oh, do you remember your first tattoo?
Yeah, my very first tattoo is actually on my side. I was like 17, leaving. I used to host house parties or hall parties in high school. Shout out to DJ Spin That. But
Nice.
yeah, it was after a party, and I don't even know the guy or where I was at getting tattooed. But
Man,
yeah.
that's how it really be.
That is the first one. And it's music notes. So, even back then I was heavily involved in dance and I didn't have like, an idea of me doing and creating my own music yet, but I just knew I wanted to. But yeah, that was the first tattoo. Some music notes on the staff and some stars.
Do you have any pet babies?
Pet babies.
Pet babies.
Yes, I have my dog Mary Jane, and I had a cat named Rez, named after the DJ Rez. She's an amazing like EDM grunge type DJ, and yeah, Rez and Mary Jane. But I don't know where my cat is
He,
now. He running the streets.
he left the door open and he just walked out.
He was a house trained cat. I don't know. He went to the bathroom outside, and one day he didn't want to come back in. Let him free. Live
He's
his
like, you
life.
know what? I got this. Like,
Yep, I
okay,
got him ready for the world, and he was ready.
I see you out here. Jeez. Anyways, I guess. Do you have any like? Wait, you said you wanted to be signed to the youngest of the money.
Yes, ma'am. I always wanted to be able to say like Young Money Lynn. I love Wayne. I just
Nice.
love what he did for the culture and just watching him evolve and tap into different styles and genres of music and being himself. I feel like through and through, authentic to his word. I just feel like Wayne can't do no wrong, and I just want to be a part of that.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Got you thinking.
All right. I'm like, dang. Do I have any more questions? I asked your inspirations and your upcoming events, about your tattoos and your introspective conversations. Cartoons. What
Yes,
TV shows are you
ma'am.
watching with humans?
With humans, Atlanta right now is really entertaining. I don't know if I forgot his real name, but Childish Gambino. I don't know if he's. I don't know. I want to say that all this is his idea, and I want to say like I love how he has these breaks in I think season 3 where he touches on like a lot of the racial things that we don't talk about. We all know what's going on, and the small humor within it as well. Like I just love like how, in my opinion, I don't know. I have this I guess conspiracy of thinking, he did what he had to do the first 2 seasons to be relevant, to please, the public and the higher ups, and now that he has the, I feel like the full creative control over what he wants to create. He's shedding light on a lot of deeper things that is in his mind, and creatively being, someone who expresses art through music and dance and fashion, and slowly seeing how it is and how it affects like my entire life. I never really thought about film and how, writers can tell a story, or directors can create a story and show uh, um, uh, something from their mind, but then also be deep within, characters and the development of a series, to where it shows their inner thoughts, or things that they think about, instead of just telling a really good story. It just kind of keep watching that season shifted my mind on what um, writers and directors are also capable of doing, instead of just being, entertaining and creating a good story.
Mm. So, do you believe in cancel culture?
Nah, because it's like, what's what's the point? For me, it's like, people gonna do what they want to do. We can't control what anybody's gonna do. Thank you. And at the end of the day, it's cancel culture can be canceled. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't see the point. I don't understand it. I think that's where maybe my age might be showing, because I'm like, what? Why are we canceling? How do you even actually cancel someone, other than like blackmail and somebody higher up making it so they can't do anything with their businesses or whatever. So I don't know. I think that's just an internet trend that'll fade.
Maybe. Maybe so. Because, like, it has been around a little bit longer than we like to give it credit for. Like, for example, people that just didn't sit well with the public stopped getting booked as much.
Yeah, I ain't hip. I thought this was like maybe the last 10 years type of thing going on. I didn't. Damn, is you gonna stop? Oh, sorry, traffic.
I mean, not.
But yeah, cancel culture. I don't even. That ain't even within my world. I don't know nobody who be like, yeah, let's cancel them. Or I don't interact with anybody online that I know of that be like, yeah, you didn't cancel. I don't even think I'm using the phrase right. Like, yeah, I don't apply to me. Non-existent,
Cancel.
oblivious.
I guess I have a two more questions, but they need like a little bit of deep introspective. What would you tell your younger self, and what would you want to tell the youth of this world? Like
Um,
something for you, and then something for them.
my younger self, I would just tell myself to. Oh damn! I didn't think this was gonna make me emotional. But to keep going, uh, whatever you want to do, you can do. Just do
Hmm.
it. And for oh, I'm pussy. Why am I about to cry?
It's okay.
Young me was so traumatized, went through so much. Now I feel like it's not worth it, but it makes sense. And to be where I am, I feel like I didn't necessarily have to go through all of that, but I just I didn't think it would end. And it's 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 great now that I can do what I'm doing. So I would just tell myself to keep going. You can do whatever you want to do. Um, huh. And as far as like younger, snap out of it. You the shit.
It,
Younger generations. Is that what you said? What would I tell the youth now? Stay authentic. Be you. Don't listen to nobody else. And not don't listen to nobody else. Creatively speaking, don't listen to nobody else. Do whatever you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Remain peaceful.
aw, aw,
I'm
you
pussy,
made me look
pussy
good.
cat.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Aw.
And moving
I
on.
know. I know. I'm just like sitting there, like I'm gonna ask more questions. But like, let me just, let me just. Let me go to my notes.
Yeah, get the
Uh,
notebook out.
I always have notes. But let me see. Um. Okay. Oh. Mhm. Mhm.
hmm
Mhm.
Did that. Check, check, check. We
Oh,
love
how are
when
you
you're
gonna
checking
give
our
back to the
feelings.
community once you make your millions?
Once I make my millions, before I make my millions, I do want to have like a home for entrepreneurs, artists, and for people that's not really trying to live anywhere long term and don't really have a plan, but they're able to take care of themselves and work on the things that they need to within. I want to create a space for where housing and housing is just very important for our mental health, like for real, for us to just live, let alone be creative and try to be what we really want to be. So I feel like I want to create a space where we can have like short term and what's the word I'm looking for, affordable pricing for people with a plan, and yeah, just a safe space that you can live short term and not deal with the weight of having to be, I got a house, I got a crib, I got money, I got a job, and I'm doing stuff. Like, just you can be surrounded by other people who are going through the same thing that you're going through, that are striving to be the best that they are and capable of taking care of themselves, and may not be at that point of where you want to, or you're able to make so much money to afford, what we is what we're what's made for us to be, I guess, functioning and successful people. I want to, have a housing type of thing going on. I'm still putting some thought into it, but just taking um, bits and parts of my life that I struggle with. I feel like I want to create, or at least help people not have to go through that. And I really care about the earth. I like to, a couple summers ago, a couple of friends of mine and people from the internet was picking up trash. I want to be able to, do something about the trash and all of the abandoned houses in Detroit, and trying to make something good with them eventually when I can afford it. And yeah, I think that's about it. Take care of my family.
Oh, I do have one more question. It's
Yes, ma'am.
similar to what do you have to tell the children, but like what was the biggest lesson you learned starting out pursuing your career, and the biggest advice in because you're an overall entrepreneur, like you get money how you can get money doing the things you
hmm
like to do, whether it's a product or a service. So do you have any advice for being an entrepreneur in 2022?
Um, there is no standard, I guess, unless you create it. Like, there is no right way to be a normal person. Like, I feel like being an entrepreneur, you're gonna do some things that you thought was a good idea and realize it's not. Like, everything's a learning experience. Everything is meant for a reason. And take risk and believe in yourself and don't listen to nobody else. I don't have any financial advice. Do what it do. do what it make, do what it do. If it works, work it. That's what I got. I say this, and I think I'm gonna take a shot for every time I hit my vape. Oh no, am I losing you? I'm losing
Did you know
you.
that you
They go to
have?
motel.
No, I keep doing that. I keep putting myself on mute and then talking to you because I don't like the background sound. But did you know you have two clubhouses?
Nope. I
No, you don't.
honestly, I don't know.
Oh no, you're in the wind tunnel now.
Okay. I can hear now.
Yes.
Yeah, too far. That's
No.
probably what happened with. Y'all
Yes.
can't hear me.
No.
Now.
I can, but you sound like a robot.
How cool. I'm gonna do like the that like 7 mile.
7 Mile needs to get their signal together.
Go
That's a fact. We've been on the move. This would not be our last time speaking. I want to talk to you in like a year and do like a progress report on everything you've done so far.
and would definitely this and maybe incorporate something. This is their website.
Wait, I need you to get somewhere sturdy.
Okay.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at my music shows, uh, like what
No, it's doing the thing again. Let me see if I put my headphones in. Are you really far from your next destination?
yeah.
Oh,
I had to grab some food.
wow. Okay, now I can hear you.
Sorry.
It's fine. Okay, so do you have any
Okay.
closing thoughts?
I'm really, really happy that you interviewed me. I definitely like to. Well, I don't want to say I like. I'm afraid of being put on the spot and uncomfortable, and especially with someone I'm not familiar with. And answering, personal questions like this, I'm really grateful that you were one of the first to, get me here and get me in the mindset of being able to take on things like this. So I'm grateful and I appreciate it. I am excited for the rest of my career in music, and I can't wait to the world to hear me and see me. And I'm really grateful everybody that's been a part of my journey as well. Every single person plays a part.
Mm, you're so sweet. You're gonna make me put my wig back on. We done blew it back. Done blew it off. All these emotions.
I'm
Gee.
emotional.
That's fun. That's that Libra energy.
It is. It is all the way through and through. Damn. Why would you try to squeeze right here? We on one lane.
Uh, no road rage.
Just a tad. It's gentle.
Oh, oh, it's gentle. I've never heard of a gentle road rager.
Yep. I'm more of a like whisperer. If anything, it's trying to get understanding. Like, why would you do these things instead of bitch move?
Because I definitely know some people that be like, bitch, move.
It can
That's
get there.
hilarious.
It can get there. The way all the power is out. Oh, by the way, all like a lot of the power is out in Detroit, and it's all the lights are not, functioning. So it's a lot going on here.
Why does that have to? It's been happening every single summer, though. Like, as of
Yeah.
lately, like, what is going on with.
Mm,
They need to do better.
you
I need the
know.
whole. Everybody to do better ASAP. I'm glad that I was the first, or one of the first, to interview you, and I will certainly not be the last.
Yeah.
Nor will this be the last time that we talk about you. You know, I'm very excited to see everything you have planned for this planet. I love an activist artist.
Yeah.
Those are the best kind.
Me
So,
too. Me
any
too.
more, any shout outs you want to do, or just reminders of projects you have coming up?
Reckless, the mixtape is coming up. It's basically all the music I've been making in between 2020 Sucked and Endless Weekends. Shout out to Yikes Lee. He's been doing the last couple videos, and we've been connecting and really creating visuals that I really see fit for my aesthetic and my look and what where I'm trying to go with, my visuals. Yuri Mercury, of course, choreography, influence, and a lot of like my dance and what I, feel good doing. My parents for being, my creators and embedding everything in them into me. My friends, I love all y'all. Too many of y'all to name. I love all y'all. Y'all all play a part. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. I'm sorry.
You're not missing anybody, but then I just got a random question in my head like, dang, how did the
Yeah.
pandemic affect your artistry?
Being somebody who doesn't work a regular job, I didn't even feel like it existed. Like I just, if anything, creatively, it helped me see like, yeah, this is. No, I don't even want to say it helped anything. It didn't affect it. I was still out creating. I want to say I might have did a show during the pandemic. It's something in history that we'll talk about and laugh about, but I don't think it affected my career.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the Social Butterfly Show that just so happens to be shaped like a dragon. That was Libra, everybody. Be on the lookout for all of her work. We love you and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, yes, love you too. Thank you for having me. Have a good day, Kat.
You too. Okay, bye for now.
Bye.